Welcome back to the cryptowrld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now Bitcoin is rejecting from this critical line of resistance as the price is continuing to cool off in the short term from overbought territories, as more liquidations could be coming very soon, while Ethereum is still playing out this bearish divergence here in the short term. So I'll be talking about all of that and more later in the video, so definitely watch to the end. First of all, starting off on the 4-day Bitcoin chart, and right now the super trend indicator on this time frame is still currently sitting in the red. So getting straight into the 2-day Bitcoin chart, and right now the price of Bitcoin is currently rejecting from very close to this major descending line of resistance, which is sitting close to 67,000, give or take. Around 67 to 68,000 is key resistance. Because as we can see here, over the last half a year approximately, basically ever since around March this year, we have seen many rejections from this huge descending line of resistance in what is essentially a larger bearish trend that has lasted for around half a year, give or take. And then, of course, during this larger bearish trend, we can see shorter-term bullish trends that maybe last for just a couple of weeks or so, short-term bullish trends during the larger bearish trend. So, of course, over the last few weeks, that's exactly what we've seen in the short term, a short-term bullish trend. But in order for this short-term bullish trend to turn into a much longer-term trend and basically a major bull run, we need to see a breakout above this resistance, because otherwise, if we just see a major rejection from this resistance, it's possible this could just be like all of these other times where we started off with a bullish trend, but we just simply rejected from this resistance again and continued the larger bearish trend with another leg to the downside. And now it's important to understand that just because we've seen an initial rejection from this resistance so far, this does not necessarily mean that we're about to see another movement all the way back down towards this line of support, sitting closer towards around 51 to 52,000. That does not necessarily mean that. Because, for example, we saw a rejection back here around mid to late May, and that resulted in a short-term rejection and a bit of bearish price action over the next few days for nearly 1 week or so, but ultimately we came back up for another retest of that resistance within around 1 week, give or take. And so there's still the possibility that we could come back up for another retest, or basically another attempt of this line of resistance right here, perhaps in a week or so from now. That is still a possibility that we need to consider. But at least right now, the current situation is that we are rejecting from this key line of resistance, this significant line of resistance that has been holding down the price of Bitcoin for around half a year now. So at least as of right now, we've not confirmed a longer term bullish trend or a bull run. So as of right now, this shorter term bullish trend, if we remain here, this is still currently just a short term trend during a larger bearish trend until we can actually see a confirmed breakout, which for now has not happened. And now if we're taking a look at the daily Bitcoin chart, looking at the DXY over the last 1 day, this is starting to move slightly back to the upside here in the short term. Now, obviously, this is only a very slight move so far, as you can see, but if we start to see more of a bullish reversal in the DXY, that would be considered a bearish signal for Bitcoin, like what we saw just here, for example, coinciding with a dump in the price of Bitcoin as the DXY pumped, or many previous examples where the DXY has been bullish while Bitcoin has been bearish. And now, once again, we've only currently seen a very slight move back to the upside in the DXY, but this will be something to pay attention to in the coming days or weeks if it continues. And with that being said, taking a look at this daily Bitcoin chart, and as of right now, in the price of Bitcoin, we've already started to break back below this previous line of resistance, which should now be acting as support, but we're already trading back below that area, and that's sitting in between around 64.1k to 64,500. And now, technically speaking, at the time of recording this video, we've not yet confirmed the daily candle close below that area, so there's still the possibility that we could confirm the close back above that area or in that area. But if we do end up confirming the break to the downside with the daily candle close below around 64.1k, give or take, below 64,000 essentially, in that case, the next level of support to pay attention to is sitting at close to 63,000. And below that area, we also have more support at around 61.9k based on the volume profile indicator, and a major area of support right here sitting in between around 60.2k to 61.2k. And as for resistance, if we fail to break back above around 64,500 very soon, and we end up seeing that daily candle close back below that area, in that case, that could become new resistance again, once again in between 64.1k to 64,500. And of course, above that area, we do have major resistance closer towards 67,000 and going up towards around 68,000. And when it comes to the trend right now in the short term, technically speaking, at least as of right now, we've not invalidated the short-term bullish trend. So for as long as we're holding above some of these key levels of support, there's still the possibility that, for example, if we bounce at 63,000, we could remain within the bullish trend if we see a bounce very soon. But if we start to see more breaks to the downside below some of these key levels of support, and especially if we start forming any lower highs or lower lows, those are all key indicators of a bearish trend reversal. And so that is what I'll be looking out for in the coming days or weeks. Once again, if we fail to get back above around 64,500, or if we start forming any lower highs, for example, those are the indicators to look out for, the signals to look out for to determine a shorter term bearish trend starting to form. But at least as of right now, we don't really have all of that confirmation actually confirming a new bearish trend. So at least for now, for all we know, this could just be a short-term pullback during this bullish trend, kind of like what we saw just here, for example. And now we were due to see a bit of a cool off from all of the bullish price action either way, whether that played out as some sideways price action or bearish price action. We were due to see a bit of a break from all of this bullish price action due to the fact that we were overbought here in the short term on the 6-hour Bitcoin RSI, which I explained a few days ago. I said a few days ago back here, we should be expecting most likely either some sideways price action or perhaps some bearish price action in the short term, like what we saw previously in these previous examples. Because what that does is reset the RSI out of those overbought territories back down towards more neutral levels, which can actually give us more room to the upside later on in the bullish trend. And so once again, this is not necessarily a bearish trend reversal signal, which is why we would have to confirm those other signals that I just mentioned, like some lower highs or breaking below these lows, for example, below around 62,500. That would be a strong bearish signal in the short term. But for now, we're simply playing out that short-term cool-off, which I've already been talking about over the last few days. Now, of course, in my last video, I did expect some more choppy sideways price action as one of the most likely outcomes. But either way, we have seen a bit of a break from the bullish momentum, which was to be expected to some degree due to this overbought signal. And if you want to trade these moves in the price of Bitcoin or any other crypto, personally, I take just about all of my trades over on Bybit. So I'll make sure to leave a link to Bybit down below this video in the description and in the pinned comment. And if you use that link down below this video to make a Bybit account and deposit on that account, then you can get up to a $30,000 deposit bonus. But that's only if you use the link below this video to make your Bybit account. And also, if you use that link, it'll take you to this page right here, which is a massive lucky draw happening right now and only for the next 2 weeks or so. And in this lucky draw over on Bybit, you could potentially win up to $100,000 just by trading crypto using the link down below this video. That will enter you into this lucky draw. And so if you're trading crypto anyway, you might as well check this out. Once again, first link down below this video. But for whatever reason, if you cannot access Bybit or if you cannot KYC on Bybit, there is Bitfinex, which is another crypto exchange similar to Bybit, but you don't need KYC for Bitfinex, which means if you're in the US or the UK, for example, or another country where you might not be able to access Bybit, you can access Bitfinex. So I'll also leave a link to Bitfinex down below this video. And if you use that link, you can get up to a 5.5k deposit bonus. And only if you use that link, you can get an exclusive 10% discount on all trading fees on the Bitfinex exchange forever. But that is only if you use the link down below this video to make your Bitfinex account. And so as another option out there, other than Bybit, once again, there's Bitfinex, links down below if you want to claim those extra bonuses. And with that being said, as the price of Bitcoin continues this short-term cool-off from all of the bullish momentum, as of right now, we are approaching a major level of liquidity to the downside, which is sitting at approximately 62.2k to 62.3k, and that is within another area of liquidity, basically in between around 61.9k to 62,500 approximately. And in that area, we have over $1 billion worth of liquidity, especially around 62.2K to 62.3K. We have hundreds of millions of dollars worth of long positions that would get liquidated if the price crosses below those levels on the chart. And so essentially, if we break below these previous lows right here at approximately 62,000, give or take, that would be a very bearish signal in the short term, because that would, of course, be breaking bullish price structure. Anytime where we break below key lows, previous lows, that is bearish price structure. And of course, in that process, if we break below these lows right here, below around 62,000, that will be liquidating a lot of long positions, which could potentially add more sell pressure in the market, liquidating more long positions in a bit of a long squeeze, the opposite of a short squeeze, which would be bearish. And so essentially for the bulls out there, we really need to hold above around 62,000 to 62,500, give or take, basically holding above these previous lows just here and maintaining above this area of liquidity in order to potentially remain within this short-term bullish trend if we can see a bounce very, very soon. And so that is the current situation here in the short term. The larger trend has not changed for many months now, as I've been saying here on the channel over the last many months. But in the short term, we're potentially at a turning point if we break below this level right here, turning from a short-term bullish trend into a short-term bearish trend if we see more confirmation, as I mentioned earlier. And if we're taking a look at Ethereum on the 3-day time frame, right now we're currently seeing a slight pullback in the short term alongside the price of Bitcoin, but ultimately we're still within the much larger bearish trend, as I've been saying for months now on the channel, but we're still holding above some major levels of support. First of all, we of course have this massive golden pocket area of support still in between around 2150 to 2.2K, and we also have this level of support at around 2450 to 2.5K approximately. And as for resistance, we still have a significant level of resistance at around 2.8K. And if we're taking a look at the daily time frame, right now we could potentially very soon invalidate this bullish divergence if we start to see a bit of a bearish trend reversal here in the daily Ethereum RSI. Because so far the RSI is potentially starting to form some lower lows here. So for example, if we start to form this lower low with confirmation and then start to form a lower high, that would be a bit of an invalidation signal pointing towards the invalidation of this bullish divergence, because that would be a signal of bearish momentum. Or for example, if we break below this line of support right here, that would be another bearish confirmation signal to invalidate this bullish divergence. Or if we simply start seeing any lower lows or lower highs in the price action, that would also be another invalidation signal for the bullish divergence. But obviously, as I said on the channel, all the way back down here, below 2.3K a couple of weeks ago, I said that usually a bullish divergence on the daily time frame plays out over a couple of weeks or so before it starts losing relevance. And since this bullish divergence actually confirms to where we are right now, it's been roughly around 3 weeks. So this is a very common outcome from a bullish divergence. And if we're taking a look at this daily chart, right now we have broken back below around 2660 to 2650, give or take. So in the short term, as I said in my last video, if we break back below that level, that will be a bearish signal, at least in the short term. And the next support to watch out for is one that we're running into basically right now at around 2550, give or take. But if we start breaking below that level, once again, we could find some support based on this level right here in between around 2450 to 2.5K. But if we break back below that area, that would be very bearish in the short term, potentially pointing towards a further pullback all the way back down towards these lows at around 2.3K or even lower. And so obviously that's why it's important for the bulls out there to hold above 2,500 as a key level of support that is between the current price and these much lower levels. And if we're zooming into the shorter term, looking at the 6-hour time frame, obviously, as I've already been warning about over the last few days, we have an active bearish divergence on the 6-hour chart. So we should be expecting either a pullback or at least some choppy sideways price action, basically a break from the bullish trend or a cool off from the bullish trend. That is what we're currently seeing and what I've been saying we're likely going to see over the last few days. And if we confirm a break back below this low right here, sitting at around 2570 or around 25.50 based on the candle closes or the candle wick to the downside. If we start breaking below those lows just here, then that would potentially confirm a double top pattern here in the short term, which would be another bearish signal to look out for, pointing towards potentially more of a bearish trend beginning to form that could last for at least a number of days, possibly over the next few weeks, if we start breaking below this level and those other levels of support that I just mentioned, around 2,500. And so obviously this is the nature of short-term trends. They change much more often than longer-term trends. So like I've been saying for many months on the channel, we're in a longer-term bearish trend, but during this longer-term bearish trend, we see the occasional short-term bullish trend or short-term bearish trend, but they flip basically every couple of weeks or so because that's the nature of a short-term trend during a longer-term trend. And if we're taking a look at Solana on the daily time frame, we're also seeing the price heavily struggle around this key area of resistance, which I've been warning about over and over again since before we even ran into this area of resistance, sitting in between around 159 to 163. So as I said, even before we hit that area, expect resistance, expect the price to struggle in that exact area, which is exactly what we saw as expected. And as for support to look out for to the downside, we could have a small amount of support at around 153 to 154. But if we break back below that level, we could potentially retrace all the way back down towards this area, which should be acting as major support, considering it was previous significant support and previous significant resistance. And that's sitting in between around 138 to 143. Once again, now acting as major support. And the price of Solana will likely follow along with what Bitcoin and Ethereum are doing in the short term. So if Bitcoin's having a slight pullback, Solana will also likely perform somewhat similar, especially here on the 8-hour time frame, now that we are playing out this bearish divergence, which once again I've been warning about over the last few days. We should be expecting a bit of a cool off, so a break from all of the bullish momentum here, because usually a bearish divergence plays out in the form of either a short-term pullback or at least a bit of choppy sideways price action as the most likely outcomes from a bearish divergence. And if we're talking about the 8-hour time frame, usually this plays out at least over a few days, sometimes even up to a week, give or take. And so far, it's already been a couple of days of this playing out, but once again, this could potentially continue to play out at least for the next few days, possibly even up to a week or so. So that basically means expect some more slight bearish price action or neutral price action here in the short term as the most likely outcome just in the short term once again. And now if the price of Solana ultimately bounces above this low right here, so above around 142 to 143, give or take, in that case, there's still the possibility that we could remain within this bullish trend if we hold above that low right there. So once again, we can see the occasional pullback during a bullish trend, just for as long as we're not breaking the bullish price structure of higher lows and higher highs. But either way, whether or not we hold above that low right there and remain within this bullish trend, either way, at least for the next few days, expect a continued cool off as the most likely outcome. And once again, if you want to trade these moves in the price of any crypto, check out those links down below this video to claim those extra bonuses. And if you want to actually know how to trade crypto, no matter if the price is bullish, bearish, or chopping around sideways, then make sure to watch these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left shows you how you can profit from bullish or bearish price action using long positions or short positions, and the video in the bottom left shows you how you can easily profit from choppy sideways price action. But anyway, that is everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.